4-6 Classwork, Systems of Linear Inequalities. Okay, this is the assignment we'll be doing on the video, but before we start that, I want to quickly go over the notes we did in class. We went over these notes in class, and notice there's not a lot of notes here because we did these first 4 inequality problems all on the calculator. What we did in class this day is we put these 2 inequalities in the calculator, and we noticed where there's a section that's double shaded. It has the shading of the first inequality and the shading of the second. And that shaded, double shaded area is considered the solution to a system of inequalities. Okay? So if you missed class and you didn't get this, don't worry. There'll be plenty of examples I do on this homework where you'll see what I'm talking about. So the question here in the notes was, describe when you use a solid line or a broken line when graphing inequalities. And what we answered in class was, you use a solid line when you have the equal or the little line under the greater than or less than. This is greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. That makes it a solid line because it means the line and the points on the line are part of the solution. Okay? We contrast that with a greater than or less than symbol that does not have the line underneath. That makes you have a dotted or a dashed line, and they here call it a broken line. That means the line is not part of the solution. Okay, so keep that in mind while you're doing these. Then in the notes we had a writing section that we just did together. What is the difference between the solution of a system of linear inequalities, the new one that we're doing now, and the solution of a system of linear equations? So remember, when you graph 2 linear equations, if they intersect, the solution to that system of linear equations is just the point of intersection. It's just a point, x comma y. If they don't ever cross, they're parallel, there is no solution. If they're the same line on top of each other, they have infinite solutions. But most common, they just have one point, and that's the solution. With inequalities, here's an example. I have a line here, and it's a less than, so I shaded below. I have another line, and it's greater than, so I shaded above. The solution for this set of inequalities is actually this entire shaded area. So it's a lot different than a solution to just a system of equations. So equations is the point, and inequalities is the double shaded area. And we're going to see that right here. We're going to do the odds as usual. So I'm going to go ahead and start with number 1. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little better. And I'm going to put the problem right here on the left, and I'll put my calculator over here on the right. So I'm going to show you exactly what we did in class during the notes. So I want to type in this first inequality. I'm on my graph screen, but it has f of x equals. I want to get rid of that, so I hit the delete key, and I get a menu of options. I want to go ahead and go down to relation, so I hit number 6. And now I can type in everything that I see right here. 3x plus y. And I want less than or equal to. So I push control equal sign. And that gives me a menu of options. I want the less than or equal to, so I go over here to the less than or equal to, and I hit the middle of my arrow button. There it is, and then I go to 1. Once I have it all entered, I push enter, and there's my first graph. Here's my inequality line, and it's all this shading over here. This is considered below the graph. Now note that the calculator isn't really friendly at letting you know if it's solid or dotted. It's kind of hard to see. So just remember, when you have the line underneath, that is considered a solid line. Now to put the other inequality in, I want to push the tab button right here, and now I can put in a second one. So I'm going to do x minus y, and then I want control equal, and I want less than or equal, so I pick that one. There it is, put 3, push enter. Now I have my second graph. Now what I want to point out is, this is just single shaded, it's that first line we made. This is just singly shaded from the second line we made, but this purple area is double shaded. This is the entire solution for the system of inequalities because it's in both sets. Okay, so what we're going to do is match it up with the correct graph. And then we have 6 graphs here. I want to get them all on the screen, and I want to try to match it up. I'm going to show you a strategy I use. So I'm going to turn on my grid line, menu, go to view. You want to change the way you view. Sorry about that glare. And go to grid 2, and then lined grid. So to get into the details, this first line is going over 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And it's also going down 3 boxes right here. I want to use that to help me get the correct graph. If I look, none of them look even close except for these 2. These look really close. But if I count my values, this goes over 1, 2, 3 to get to that line, and this only goes over 1. And likewise, this goes down 3 to get to that same line. This only goes down 2. So this one's an exact match. I can say number 1 is B. And now I'm not going to be using B again. Let's go ahead and dock B to clear the screen out. And I want to go to home and graph again. And I'm going to do number 3 this time. Okay, I'm trying to keep that glare off there. All right, so number 3, 5x minus y. Again, I'm going to delete the equal sign, go to 6 for relation, and now I can type it in. 5x minus y. And then I need less than or equal to. So I hit Control equal sign, choose less than or equal to, and I put 1, push enter. There's my first one. Tab for the next one, x plus 3y, x plus 3y, less than or equal. So Control equal, choose less than or equal. And then I need negative 2. There we go. So there's my graph. This purple area is the double shaded area. That would be the solution. Which graph of the choices matches what I have? Well, this one has a double shaded area on the top right. My double shaded area is the bottom left. So which one has bottom left? Looks like choice F. Let's take a look at those side by side. Yeah, that looks like a complete match. I have this tiny triangle thing here. There it is. This is shaded with one color. This is shaded with another color. It's kind of hard to see the way it copied, but if you look on your paper, it is slightly shaded, and that's not shaded at all. So I'm going to say we picked the right answer, choice F. Number 5, and we'll scratch out choice F. Dock B to erase. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 is x plus 4y minus 2. So I'm going to delete the equal sign again, go to relation again, and put in x plus 4y minus 2. Now I'm going to put the greater than or equal to symbol, Control equal, greater than or equal, 0. Make sure it matches before you push enter, right? You don't want to input the wrong numbers and you won't realize it. Push enter. Hit tab to do the next one, 2x minus y plus 1, and then Control equal to pull up that menu, and I want greater than, so I'm already on that. I'm just going to push it, 2. Double check it to make sure it matches, push enter. There we go. So now my double shaded region is the top right hand part. Let's see what graphs I have there. This one, no. That one, maybe. That one maybe. Let's look in a little more detail. Notice this one, I have this whole, almost the whole first quadrant and a little triangle part of the second quadrant on the left of the y-axis here. This one, I don't have any of the y-axis double shaded. This one, I don't have any of the y-axis double shaded. So, let's take a look some more. We have, looks like it matches with this one because choice C is going over across the y-axis there and this one's not. So when we look at these side by side, they definitely look like a match. and there's my double shaded region there. You got the little part going below the x-axis that matches here. Okay, so this is going to be answer choice D. So we did half the matching together. You can do the other ones on your own. Number 6, what you're going to do, we're not doing it on the video, but you're going to put in all 3 of these inequalities, take a look at your graph, and put in your own words how this student made a mistake. Their graph is wrong. Compare it to your graph and describe what they did incorrectly. Okay, we'll do number 7 and number 9. What we're going to do, we're just going to graph the 2 inequalities just like we did, and then we're going to decide if this point that they give us, is it in the double shaded area or not? Because that, if it is, then it's part of the solution. Okay, so let's doc B, and let's take a look at number 7. I'm going to go to my graph screen, and I want to delete the equal sign and go to relation again. I'm going to put in 1 minus x greater than or equal to 3y. 1 minus x, control equal, and then choose greater than or equal from the menu, 3y. Okay, it looks good. I'm going to push enter. Now I tab. 3y minus 1. Control equal to get my menu of choices. I want greater than 2x. Double check, make sure it matches, push enter. Now, here's what I'm doing. And you might want to turn on your grid lines. I'll remind you how to do that. Whenever you want to change the way something looks, you go to menu and then view. You're changing your view. Grid. I want a lined grid on this screen. There it is. Now I see all my boxes. So on the screen, just using my pen, I'm going to go to the order pair 0, 1. 0 means I don't go left or right. I just stay where I am on the origin. So I'm not moving left or right. Then I go up 1. Now that's in the pink shaded region, but it's not in the double shaded region. So that is not a solution to this system. It needs to be over here in this area, and it's not. So this is no, not a solution. Let's do number 9. Okay, go to the graph, delete my equal sign, go to my relation. I'm going to put in 2x plus y is greater than 3. 2x plus y greater than 3. All right, now I'm going to push enter. I want to control equal. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to tab, and I want to put in negative 3x minus y. Negative 3x minus y greater, less than or equal to 5. So I choose my less than or equal 5. Double check, make sure it matches. Push enter. Okay, again, I'm going to turn on my grid lines. Now this one's interesting because evidently all the blue shading is here, and all the pink shading covers all of it, plus goes a little further. So the double shaded region is this purple region that's all this area here. Okay, let's go ahead and go to menu, view, grid, lined grid. Now we can see our boxes. 1, 4 is going to go 1 to the right and 4 up. 1 to the right and 4 up is in the purple double shaded area. So that's going to be a yes. So that gives you some help on this. You can do the odds on your own and let us know if you have any questions.